The African Union reform is banked on to transform the way business is handled at the Commission and overall change the continent through better cooperation among member states and its citizens. Foreign ministers CGTN spoke to say the time is now to practice what was discussed.
The reform of the African Union and the change that we want to see on the continent, it's about doing it. We've already talked about doing it. We have a decision of heads of state. We, on the Rwandan side, which, the president of Rwanda is in charge of overseeing implementation now, we think certain decisions can be implemented right away.
President Kagame has taken everybody along, so all the presidents, have contributed, the Executive Council, the Ministers of State, the foreign ministers rather, and the permanent representatives in Addis, So you have this buy-in of all the critical actors. And so we're very optimistic that this time round we will have the implementation that's required.
The African Union reform has plans to make the AU more efficient politically, operationally and financially so that the continental organization is better positioned to meet its mandate. This literally is the biggest and boldest move of the Union since the adoption of Agenda 2063. So, what is next?
We are now May. At the summit in June, we want to be able to show progress, some level of progress. For example, and beginning with the way the summit of July will be organized, streamlined, focused on only very, very few strategic items on the agenda of heads of state.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame and its Z's Reform Advisory Team members who are behind the formulation of the implementation roadmap. Africa's renowned business tycoon Strive Masiima says this reform is vital even for effective trading within Africa.
Economic development is at the center of the reform. Okay? The African Union has led Africa through its decolonization, through consolidating the political gains. Now it must lead us through economic development. So it's a major asset as an agency to help Africa function economically.
If all goes well, the African Union reform plan, once put into practice, will grant the AU full financial independence and assist Africa finance its projects and peacekeeping works. Girum, chala, CGTN, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.